I'll throw this to Mo first. Do you think Caicedo should have seen red for his challenge in the first half?
I tell you honestly, when I was watching this, he was trying to kick the ball. He wasn't going for a tackle. I've seen it given a red before. I don't think he put the weight of his body behind his leg. It's very subjective, but I think it's a 50-50. I don't think any Chelsea fan would have complained if this was a red card, to be honest with you. But they measured it with the same stick with the Kulusevski elbow. So for me, they kind of went with the same thing. I think it's a 50-50. A lot of people are saying it's a red card. I played football. I know Caicedo wasn't going for a high foot. He was trying to kick the ball and just star landed there. If the referee gave it a red card, it would not have been reversed. But because he didn't give it as a red card, I don't think it's even worth going to the monitor because they saw the weight is not there. Romero one is different when he tackled and he completely went with the weight last year or the year before.
Yeah.
Of course, Enzo, like you remember the Bruno Fernandes one, it was definitely never a red card in my opinion, and they got that wrong. I think this one 50-50, but because the referee didn't give it, I didn't think it was a red card. Neither the elbow of Kulusevski, to be honest. He brushed his head from the side.
Spurs boys, what did you make? Do you feel that you were hard done by with the Caicedo challenge, or?
No, I didn't look at either of the challenges when I saw them actually play out and think there was anything more in it. I just saw obviously the tweets afterwards, people saying, "Oh, it's a red" and stuff, and I thought, "No, we're just being silly here, just clutching at straws." If we're being honest, I think the ref actually had a decent game, controlled the game pretty well. I don't actually think he got any decisions wrong. To be honest, I thought the referee had a good game. The penalty decisions were made very quickly, and they were right decisions both ways. So I don't really know what to say there. Like, there's no excuse.
Yeah, I think the second one, if anything, the second one was he did go down fairly easily. He just literally dropped as soon as what's his name Sarr went up behind him. He just kind of because they were both. He was all right. He was being a bit physical behind him, but he didn't go and like completely smash him off the. But anyway. Yeah, I mean, you see those get given.
The penalties, I think the penalties are penalties. Sarr was very.
I mean,
was reckless.
They're just clumsy.
The first, the Basuma tackle, 100% the penalty. What I liked about the second penalty was you don't often get those pushes in the back in the penalty box. You get them everywhere else on the pitch, but not in the penalty box, and it's 100% a foul. The more I watch Caicedo's, the more and more I think it isn't a red. But I still think he's lucky in the modern day game to get away without a red card. Because generally, if your studs hit someone's shin, whether you're trying to, if you've got the ball in possession and you shoot and follow through, no. But if you're trying to clear a ball or win possession of a ball and you miss and you make contact with your studs on someone's shin, most of the time you see red. So I thought he was lucky from the standard of modern day refereeing. I actually thought Kulusevski's was a red. And the more I watch it, the more I think, why'd your elbow go across someone's face? I play football a lot. And I've definitely elbowed people. There's no reason for his elbow to be in the air. Like, I can't work out why his elbow's in the air. Doesn't make any sense.
No, that for me was like violent conduct red card.
Yeah.
Whereas like Caicedo's was like accidental red card. You know what I mean? Like there was a difference, but
yeah, no, he's again, they both got away. I mean, what you will say is they applied the same logic to both that there wasn't enough force. But I don't get how they work out there isn't enough force on Lavia where he's got a lump on his head and a cut. I mean, that means there's enough force, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? I remember when Jamie Carragher took out Luis Nani, and the referee afterwards basically said, no, there wasn't enough force. 17 stitches to stitch up his shin. Not enough force, though. Like, sometimes you've got to look at the injury and be like, well, there must have been some fucking force. But yeah, interesting one there. I wanted to get the viewers' take on that as well. To go to some of these super chats here. First one says, the point of Spurs is to find talent, sell them, and they become superstars elsewhere. Think Bale, Kane, Walker, Berbatov, Mudryk, Carrick.
It's not very true. We haven't been
they stopped that,
10 years ago.
They stopped those guys
became superstars at Spurs, to be honest. They didn't become superstars after they left Spurs. They were superstars at Spurs. So.
Yeah, but that Spurs stopped that once the term top six actually came into when actually Man City started winning the league.
Yeah.
And the top six came, Spurs stopped.
And when you used to do that, again, I don't mean this is a dig. At least then there was a legitimate reason to go, well, this is why we don't go on to win things, because the way our model of our club is we sell our best players. When you start keeping them, there are less excuses to not win when you keep your better players for longer periods of time. Most successful club in the last 20 years, won the Champions League 2.5 years ago, been crap for 2 years due to the new owners, but we're irrelevant. Someone shut this guy up. That's obviously at you, Orchie. In 20 years, we have won 23 trophies, including 2 Champions Leagues, including 1 in 2001. What have Spurs won? I'll wait, is what Ad says here. Big clubs arguing about who qualified for the Champions League as a trophy is, as a wise man once said, a micro penis combo. That's probably me. He's calling a wise man there, ruining. Thank you. G here says, just stop by to give a bit of a heads up, because when we win this thing, we're going to be so effing loud for your Geds are going to explode. Listen, if Chelsea do win the lead, I don't know what Chez is going to do. Chez also doesn't want content anymore over it. Jesus Christ, shut the YouTube channels down.
Fine. That's fine. This is what I'm trying to say, though. Like last sort of 20 years, look, I know Chelsea have had a wonderful golden era. I'm not disputing that at all. The whole Mourinho, etc., all that. But it was in the 2000s. It's like even in the 2010s, they haven't been up there, you know, with the high standards that they set.
I won the
high standards that you guys have set. You were winning Premier Leagues, Champions League, FA Cups.
Orchie, you're just wrong. You're wrong. I won the Champions League in 2021.
Yeah,
that's literally this decade.
Right. Yeah, but answer this question. Do you think that is up there with your sort of golden era where you were winning Premier Leagues, Champions League?
No, everyone can admit we've had a down period. That doesn't mean that suddenly that means
that's what I was getting at for a long time.
But you said I can't. You said you won't take anything from me, bro.
No. All I'm saying is
respectfully.
Let me.
Adults, the children.
I know. I'm the same. Look, mate, I've been around since I was around even when the Premier League started. I'm 46 years old, so I've seen it all from the beginning. And what I'm saying is, obviously, both United, they're legendary anyway, so we don't even need to mention them. Arsenal, again, under Wenger, legendary. And in that same period, Chelsea were always there fighting, you know, so it was always, you know, every season.
Can I just ask a real quick question? Because I think we could have this debate for an hour and a half. When you say relevant, are you meaning teams that are challenging for their league title?
League title, FA Cup, Champions League.
I think the argument here is more about. I think the argument has to be more about what the people consider. It's a bit like the world class debate. What do you consider relevant to be? Because if it's like media attention, Man United are always relevant. If it's challenging for titles, then we're not. But I think we're arguing over maybe 2 or 3 different people's views of what relevant means, as opposed to maybe agreeing what it does. A comment here from Mike. I just want to try and get to these super chats for the end of the show. This here from Mike says, yes, we've won, but can't be letting in goals like that. And Josh, who's also a Chelsea fan, says, horrible defensively. I'm happy yet embarrassed. Is that an area, do you think, Mo, that although Chelsea have won today, they're 4 points off top, that if they're going to buy in January, the defense is an area when you look at today that they've really got to look to improve?
Yeah, they need a top center back. We keep saying that. However, the 2 goals were just luck. By the way, you are not going to say that Chelsea defensively were horrible because Kokorea just had the wrong boots on. It's just luck. Like Kokorea having the right boots. But they need to sign a top center back. I don't know who. Chelsea need a center back in January ASAP, by the way. A top one to lead that defense. Colwell is not it. Maybe Romero.
I agree. I have to agree. I have to agree. I have to agree when it comes to mistakes. You know, mistakes, even if mistakes change the result, it's funny, depending on the result. A lot of football fans always say they don't do results-based analysis and it's all about performances. I think a lot of football fans lie and they hide behind that word performance when it suits them. But you can excuse the 2 goals that Spurs conceded first. You might look at the way the way Solanke, can't get my names out, did Levi Colwill. The way Levi Colwill didn't even see that he was going to make that run. He's young, though, and he might develop that. That, for me, is an experience thing around. I think it's easier to be the striker in that circumstance than it is a defender. And I think it sometimes takes defenders years to learn, well, when the ball, these are the kind of runs that the top strikers make, and you learn to anticipate them. So, yeah, I still would look to improve the area. Artem here says, Ange let his pride get in the way, rushing those 2 centre-backs back. I know it's a derby, but was it worth sacrificing them for the foreseeable? I'm not going to lie. Man United are in bad form, but if we go to play this Spurs team as you currently are and you don't have those centre-backs, I fancy us to beat you at White Hart Lane in a week. I really do. I really do. I mean, again, we can concede. I'm not saying we won't, but without those 2 that's why I think he was wrong to rush them today. I know he wanted to win, But if they're now out now for another month or two each, it really ain't worth it. But we'll see. Chelsea are in the title race. Just don't think we will stay in it. Sancho is balling. Hashtag survive Sancho, though. It's why I didn't do any of those stupid tweets that people do. Just stay out of the way. Where is Chatty Patty? He had so much chest for Chelsea. I ain't seen Chatty Patty in a minute. I hope he's well. Merry Christmas. Palmer Dagger, 4 players for that Enzo goal. I mean, the Enzo goal was ridiculously good, wasn't it, Dave? It was just, I know there was a bit of luck with how the ball got to him, but the finish was just out of his world.
The dribbling is a joke, and the Enzo finish is right in the bottom corner. Forster, to be fair, actually had quite a good game. I don't think he did much wrong.
Who?
Yeah, Forster goals for Spurs.
Yeah, no, he didn't. Yeah, he couldn't do the goals that you guys scored. He could do absolutely nothing about. I do have this one feeling about the game, though. I wonder what Solanke's feeling right now, because he did have the chance to put them 3-1 up with a tap in from 3 yards out, and he missed. Because I think if they go 3-1 up, I think they win. It's just that missed chance that's when I put my bet on. That's when I went £100 on Chelsea. From that point, I went, now I'm putting it on. That was when I think I did it. Palmer, history maker, best pen success rate, 12 from 12. Nice. Sancho, what an incredible redemption. Yeah, he's doing very, very well. We just needed the right system, team, and to feel loved. All I have to say is UT. What does UTC mean?
Up the Chelsea.
There we go. Mo is so spot on today, is what he said here. DR says, league race talk, so funny to me. Objective has and always will be top 4 this season. We are the £1 billion job pretenders, not contenders that we are.
Can I just say, Terry, over our top 4 rivals, we are now 11 points clear of Spurs, 12 points clear of United, 6 points clear of Villa. So that's who I'm focused on.
I understand that. And do you know what I do find interesting is when Arsenal had this type of season 2 years ago where they were in a race and didn't expect to be. And this is what Chelsea fans have just got to brace themselves for. Is that what you guys did is now you got to go on to, now you're not ahead. If you guys do manage to catch Liverpool, say by February, you will get now you've got to go on to win it, because I did warn you all. You all did it to other people. And that's why sometimes I think it's better in the long term to keep the powder dry. But that's just me. But no, you are in the league title race. Again, my definition of a league title race, it starts day one, because you've got to build the foundation to be in the home straight. There's no point running the home straight in 10 seconds if you're a minute behind the rest of the rat pack. you know what I mean?
The way I see it, and it'll make sense if you watch Formula One, is that currently Chelsea are in second, but we're not in a car that's meant to be there. We're not in a Mercedes. We're not in a Ferrari. We're in an Alpine. So, we are in second. So, if things go well, we can finish there. We're showing some good pace.
Yeah, but the other cars don't have wheels. That is the problem. The other cars that's supposed to be second and third. But that's
just very quickly. Ornstein breaking news: Liverpool made an opening contract offer to Mo Salah. Does not mean the agreement is done or close. Any outcome expressed to take time. But Salah, Virgil, Trent Alexander-Arnold have all now received proposals. Talks ongoing. We'll be touching on that later. Well, early part of next week, Monday, tomorrow, going through that. This super chat here says, if Mo and Hassam had bothered to watch Enzo's first Chelsea half season, they would know he was playing exactly like this. You said he'd never be good enough. Maybe rethink your research because we will see. Sorry, I misread that.
Yeah, Enzo Maresca's getting the best out of the guy. I still think the fundamentals of playing in the 8 or the 6 or something is not there. He cannot turn. He's just too weak. But today, again, he is getting goals and assists because Enzo Maresca is not asking him to do the Lavia or the Caicedo job. It's just very simple.
Also, I will say this. I don't think his first 6 months was as good as we've seen in the last 6 weeks.
Yeah,
no, I think this is the best Enzo.
Yeah, and I think it's important when you're having these debates and conversations to be really intellectually honest. This is the best he's been. And you can tell that with the goal rate and the way he's performing. And Chelsea have gone up a level as well. And he's doing very, very well, though. Palmer again. Ole, ole, ole. Big up to you, Terry and Mo, is what Irish Yellow says here. African Giant says, we were terrible today, makes the win so much sweeter. You think Chelsea were terrible?
That's completely wrong. Super chat, African Giant.
Overall, it's not our best performance. I don't think we were terrible, though.
Yeah, no.
But do you know what it is, though? Like, listen, I may sound like a little bit of a hypocrite here because I think performance reviewing is important. At the same time, when your performances over a longer period of time start to become more consistent, like yours have started to, you can take games where you're losing by a couple of goals and you come back to win, and maybe you don't spend too much time focusing on the goals you conceded. Because I certainly know as a younger man, when Man United were very good, we had games like today, and you never were in the pub afterwards with your mates or at work the next day debating it, saying, I know we won, but fucking goals we conceded. You just focused on the win. I think when you're in the mud, like my club currently is, I feel like every little element of the performance needs such analyzing because of the way you feel. But I hear you, African Giant. Chelsea should go for Saliba. Screw Arsenal. Could you imagine in the summer if Chelsea pulled something like that off? There would be war in the social media world.